My name is Kayla Lewis, and for my capstone presentation, I did my research on public relations in the school system. And for me, I chose to do public schools versus private schools and the different fundings that both sides of the spectrum have, and how I think it's important to also use public relations as a ministry, especially within the public school system. Um, One of the many reasons that I love public relations is that you can use it in so many different avenues, and I enjoy working in many different fields. Public relations, when it is used right, it makes the world a better place. Working in a public relations field, it takes a lot of time to build relationships, as we know, and reputation is very, very important. A quote that I found that I love: it takes 20 years to build a reputation and 5 minutes to ruin it. If you think about that, you'll do things a lot differently. Public relations is about contrast and timing. Timing is very important, especially in our lives. It can make or break your business. Schools are often held to a higher standard when it comes to communications, especially over the course of history, scandals, as well as many different events can change your reputation. So it is important to build an ethical reputation as well as instill ethics into students. And it's important to build the school's reputation. I think we've now gone away from instilling ethics into a lot of children, and it's more based on testings, and just a lot of things have changed since even I went to school for elementary school, which was not that long ago. So I just think it's very interesting to put public relations into the school system and learn about that. Some experts believe that if a school is operating ethically, they should not need public relations. There are, however, a number of reasons that schools should consider develop public relations strategies. Few studies have specifically been done on public relations in the private schools as compared to public schools. Private schools need public relations to establish a mutual benefit of relationships with strategic publics and also to raise money. This is an ongoing effort for public relations for private schools to survive. I think it's interesting. I had the opportunity to grow up in a private school system, and now after doing this paper, I think it's been a very interesting study, now knowing more about finances, how public relations is very, very important and could be used for private school systems. I know that my private school that I had gone to still uses calendars to go home for lunch schedules, as well as lots of different things that are still kind of, I would say, outdated. You can't really email your teachers. You can't communicate with them through websites and all of that thing. So, and I think it's just very important to get the word out there. Looking at other private schools, I know a lot of them have a lot more funding. So it's just been interesting. I enjoyed doing research on the paper and just learning a lot about how public relations can be used in so many different ways, especially with all the crises that have happened in schools recently with shootings and deaths and just lots of different things. There are good and bad about social media. So in a crisis especially, it's important to reach out to the parents as well as maybe mass text messages or mass emails. So I kind of did a PR plan for my old school that I had gone to decide to show the importance of, in a crisis, what it would be, and how sometimes you don't need lots of money. You have lots of social media, blogs, ways to get your name out there, print media that can help the school, and you don't necessarily need to put lots of funds towards it. So I just think it's important to encourage that school to maybe get more in the day and age. I enjoyed doing my research on this, and I as well enjoyed the biblical aspect of it. It's amazing to see how, in a way, Jesus was a PR person. Oftentimes he dealt with crises, and he dealt with getting turned down, and he built his reputation, and he didn't care if people decided not to follow him, he did it anyways. So I just think it was an amazing experience doing research and learning just about, even now biblically, how there are so many people that did PR, and how it's an important way of ministering to others, and how public schools also need public relations. They just have some more funds. So I enjoyed this capstone paper as well as this class, and I learned a lot and I enjoyed it. So thank you for watching my presentation.